We are here today to announce that the Justice Department has secured felony guilty pleas from the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange, Binance.
Actually, it's Binance.
Binance.
Binance. Largest virtual.
Binance.
Binance. And let me be clear. It's Binance.
Binance.
Binance. Council has discussed crypto regulations and legislations at length, and we have come to the conclusion that instead of regulating, we are going to ape a fat bag each into laptop and pump it to over $1,300,000,000,000,000,000,000,000 market cap. Let's fucking go, crackheads.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Morning Coffee. I got my coffee locked and loaded, ready to go, because we have to talk about the altcoin season that is starting right now. And the signals are flashing, and we are going to look at what is actually happening. And then we should also talk a little bit about strategy in such an altcoin season and how this altcoin season might be a little bit different than the other altcoin seasons, just because of the nature, structure of the market now that institutions are in. And we see that Bitcoin is also coming back, so we are going to talk about that as well. Make sure to stay all the way through at this channel. Good morning to each and every one of you. How are you doing? I'm actually quite a bit tired, running a little bit behind time, hence a little delay on the stream. So let's have a deep sip of coffee. You know the drill. Please smash up the like button right now. We see that the number of subscribers is slowly going up. If you're here, not subscribed yet, then consider subscribing if you like what you're seeing. And now today the chat shows the rare hodlers here, so 5 rare hodlers or something like that. Green Lantern says, GMPH, good morning hodler squad. The time is here, and I don't mean Christmas. I really like that time, that phrase. As always, present, driving, and paying attention. Yeah, maybe the Christmas presents today are coming in the form of altcoin pumps. Who knows? Dollar laptop as well. Yeah, just because it says in the video, in the intro. By the way, I think in 2025 we need to at least change up the intro a little bit. I've already seen the first comment of, hey, you need a new intro and so on. I mean, it might be also that Yellen is not anymore in her position, so yeah, maybe we need a new intro. Who knows? But if I get a shitstorm, I have to keep it then and only enhance it maybe. But yeah, G-Money, good morning as well. So I want to thank each and every one of the rare hodlers here that you see on the screen, minted on the screen, for supporting this channel and keep this channel shilling free. But if you want to become a rare hodler as well, then consider subscribing to the channel and then becoming a channel member for the rare hodler tier. There's only one tier because I'm lazy. Now let's get into Bitcoin. Bitcoin has been coming after 2 red days. Bitcoin has been coming up quite a bit, hitting even 97,000 once again. What we see is it seems to start a little bit of a downtrend here, right? So this correction might be going on for a little bit longer. Who knows? I mean, we could break it right now, go to 100K. Maybe we hit 100K tomorrow. No one knows. But at the moment, we see that we are a little bit in maybe something that is a little bit longer correction here at this level. Overall, okay, don't you touch that intro. Okay, got it. Rare hodlers always beat non-rare hodler comments, so there you go. I'm not going to touch that intro. maybe then I'm just going to start being creative on a on an intro for another for evening stream or so, for another format. But anyways, seems to be going a little bit lower, as also some profits are rolling into altcoins, and that's basically what we're going to talk about in a second. But first of all, let's look at this altcoin cycle comparison, because it's interesting to see that at the moment we are slightly outperforming. White line is us right now. At the moment, we're slightly outperforming the returns in the cycle of 2015 to 2018, which is the blue one. That is 2 cycles ago. We are slightly outperforming, but we also see that we are underperforming the steep incline of the 2019, 20, 21 cycle, where we had the sea crisis and the pandemic. And as I already mentioned several times, I believe that this cap, this blow-off top, got somehow cut off by the central bank action. I'm very curious to see how the top formation in this cycle will look like. I don't think we are there yet. I think the indicators are also proving that we're not there yet. But we should keep an eye on if we're really performing something middle ground. And once we are at around the levels of the previous cycle, we should see if we're just going to continue following more or less the trajectory of the one before, and if that really was an outlier, or if from now on we're always going to form more flat cycles, right? But another one that is very interesting is there is a Bitwise crypto index ETF coming, and that is exactly what we have been saying about, I don't know, like, was it a half a year ago or something like that, that we were saying that the ETFs with the Bitcoin ETF and Ethereum ETF are only the beginning. Remember that only 1 year ago, in the beginning of this year even, it was not clear if we are going to get a Bitcoin ETF or not. The SEC had been talking until the last day about that Bitcoin ETF might not be possible, or it might get rejected, and so on. And then the same discussion went with Ethereum ETF, and both got approved. Now, we said that on this channel that we believe that there will be mixed asset ETFs that will include altcoins. And now we see that there's basically the top 10 ETF with a Bitcoin overweight, but this ETF is split up in 16% Ethereum, 4.3 Solana, 1.5% XRP, and then sub 1% allocations for Cardano, Avalanche, Chainlink, Bitcoin Cash, Uniswap, and Polkadot. The interesting thing is basically you have something like a top 10 somewhat altcoin mix here, meaning that you have these investors, and now they're not buying 100% Bitcoin. They are buying with some part of this allocation, the altcoins. Now, the altcoin season, because of that, could be different, because first of all, still the institutions are buying large amount Bitcoin. They are not selling the Bitcoin and rolling it into altcoins. They might use these products to allocate a part into the altcoins, which is different than if whales take almost everything in profits from Bitcoin and roll it into altcoins. And the second part is you have a constant buying in altcoins. So maybe this could give the altcoin season a different phase if this is coming out fast enough, and if the other asset managers are also launching these products. That is one possibility. Now let's look at the what we have been talking yesterday. So yesterday, the total to market cap, all the altcoins, no Bitcoin, was still red and has formed this retest. Now we are already green and on the run up again. Candle closing in a little less than 4 days, but we really see here how this retest, this bounce on this previous high, is basically happening, and how this could be a very bullish candle close. And now my mouse died again. Give me a second. I was just confused why it doesn't move. Where is it? Oh, there we go. Sorry about that, guys. but that happens from time to time. There we go. So let's quickly see the chat. MVE, good morning to you. Stu, what is going on? Hello from OZ. OZ, what was that again? OZ. I forgot what OZ was. PH and group. Yeah. Hello, Mr. Gold Bull. How are you doing? Very good. Very glad to have you here. I forgot what OZ was, but you will tell me, or you will. You will call my brain lag here in a second. I think I might have sleep-induced brain damage or something like that. Who knows? Green Lantern says, I think interest rates will still have to go lower to refinance US debt as money printing will ramp up soon. I believe so too. I don't think this is the end of the cycle. Chris Klein says, good morning. Alt season is my favorite season. Yeah, I bet so. And also, so that means first part of the strategy for me is let's just discuss this bounce, right? If we are in a bounce like this, in the beginning of a wave 3, with the indicators, okay, I can't push this on the indicators, with the indicators flashing bullish, just having crossed broadening, or also MACD here and RSI not being overbought, that is only the beginning. So I'm not going to touch any of my altcoin bags for that time being, as I'm seeing this. As also, at the same time, Bitcoin is showing the same thing, right? So showing the same. Let me switch here. Only indicators. Broadening TSI. Broadening MACD here. A slightly overbought, but not too much RSI, right? With a God candle on a breakout. Not touching my Bitcoin in any way anyway, so I don't care, but you do your own research, because that is very important, that you base your decisions on your own conclusions, because then you only have to blame yourself. It's easier to blame, this YouTuber said and now I didn't sell, but really it's only on yourself. So I am not going to do that. That doesn't mean you cannot do that. Okay. So the altcoin season indicator basically flashed already for the crypto market cap here. So the crypto market cap in total is taken here as an indicator, together with Bitcoin dominance basically curving down, together with the time frame that we looked yesterday. So this indicator is flashing, as well as this indicator is flashing now that we are 10 value points away from that we're in the altcoin season, but we have crossed the middle line here, the 50 value, for the first time. That basically says we are more towards altcoin season than we are towards a Bitcoin season, which is good. Oh, OZ is Australia. Thank you very much. Yeah. Okay. I didn't realize. Then greetings to Australia. Chris Klein says, very glad the market is coming back a little, although I fear we may dip again to 91 and shoot to 105. Stu says the XRP Foundation has moved to France, just in. Curious. Wow. Is European law better than, or are they just mad at the US? I don't understand. But there's a lot going on for XRP. I mean, I think there was a tweet from Elon Musk saying that the rumors of him putting in 104 billion to XRP are false. It's going to be 105, which I don't know if he's trolling or not. But yeah. But here's the biggest indicator, and that's always our own indicator, right? The candle did not close yet, but we are, since today, out of this wedge, out of this rising wedge, with the candle. So if we were to close this candle in 3 days and 18 hours, that would mark for me the official confirmation that the fall of Bitcoin dominance has initiated. Okay, so we are expecting a trajectory like this, something like that, right? So here. That probably also means that we are going to, if we close this outside, we're probably going to see something like a retest first and then, right? So as you see here, the trajectories that we had, they are not so, they are not so easy to predict. It could look like this, it could look a little bit different, but the bottom line is that for me, strategy-wise, it means I want to see this all happening before I'm even touching my altcoins, right? It needs to, like this dominance, it needs to fall quite a bit before I'm even going to touch any of my altcoin bags. Good morning, Hasolulu, what's going on? And also, we need to be clear on the money flow here, right? So let's check out where we might be in the money flow phase. Bitcoin phase 1, flow of money moves into Bitcoin causing price surges. We had that. We are out of this because right now we have this, at least this overlap phase. Money flows into Ethereum, but it struggles to keep up with Bitcoin. Ethereum goes back and forth with Bitcoin and starts outperforming it. So definitely we have seen that, right? Now we have seen that Ethereum has been going up quite a bit as Bitcoin had printed this big candle. Maybe we are now in this overlap. Or we might be already in phase 2. Ethereum is outperforming Bitcoin and we hear talks of the flippening. I mean, the talks of the flippening for Ethereum, these times might be over, but this thing is from last cycle or even before. So maybe we ignore this phase. But Ethereum outperforming Bitcoin, I think we might be in this phase 2 at the moment. And we will see how long it goes on. Let's check out the other phases if we are already seeing something like that. Money is starting to trickle into large caps where we see large buy-ups happening. I don't know if we are seeing that right now, but let me know in the chat here if you think we are in another phase, if you are thinking that we are in this overlap phase, because we have to see that we have, besides Ethereum, we also have Solana as a player that might rank in the same sphere or in the same area where we would say, okay, this season we might have a phase 2 Ethereum dash Solana dash BNB maybe, and that actually those all together are presenting this phase 2. That might be a reason, right? Phase 3 then would be large cap. Ethereum has been outperforming Bitcoin and large caps are going parabolic. I think we are not in that phase because the large caps are doing well, but are they going parabolic right now? I don't think so. I mean, we could look at a couple of large caps and see if that's the case. What is a large cap? Top 20 coin by our definition? We have to see, right? And then phase overlap, regardless of market cap, some altcoins with strong fundamentals are having pumps. We are seeing signs of that in the middle, but what is meant by pump is not that what we are seeing right now. So I would disagree that, I saw this on Twitter today, this is why I'm discussing it. I would disagree that we are in this overlap phase, and I would say we are at the maximum between Ethereum and large cap overlap phase. So if we were to look at which one can we take of these charts? The large cap. I mean, we are in the beginning of a move for the large cap, as this total 3 represents the large cap better. The large cap's better than any other chart, right? I mean, it's mostly driven by large caps, whereas the others chart doesn't, right? So we still do not have the breakout here on the others. So this clearly shows in the charts that we are not in where everything is pumping in this overlap phase. Okay, so, and also we have green, yes, but do we have really like this mega pump outperformance? I mean, we can look at a couple of charts here. For example, Vechain is somewhere at the top 50, right? It's currently retesting. It's not in a massive parabolic move. It's basically, you can still say it's building out a base here still. So this parabola that they are talking about is not here. So if we're looking at Solana, for example, you can say, okay, yeah, that is a large cap that is already outperforming, right? A little bit more. Like you can say this is already in parabolic move, Solana, right? Which I would group in phase 2 because of this Solana Ethereum similarity. But it also hasn't passed its previous all-time high just yet. It is just struggling to get through. So I think also this parabolic move here would come. However, you can make the argument that the parabolic move is going on for XRP, for example, right? But also here, previous all-time high being challenged right now. Actually, that's a previous cycle high, right? Yeah, previous cycle high, no, previous all-time high. Is being challenged here right now for XRP. So how about BNB? How about Binance Chain? Actually, I don't know. This is on the fly. Actually, same picture, right? Previous high here. I mean, does it get any clearer? BNB, inverse, head, and shoulder. Boom, right? So I think this phase where these things are pumping massively is still coming. What other coin did we see today also? Uniswap, for example, biggest DEX, I think. We can look at that as well. Yeah, same. Uniswap even, same thing. Previously on this base forming style like Vechain, right, where you didn't even challenge the big all-time highs. So Uniswap not as big as the others, obviously. But what about AVAX USDT? What about AVAX as a bigger coin that is also on this? Still compressing here. We have drawn this in a couple of days ago, I think. You could also argue if you take this as a neckline, you kind of have this, right? Bam. So also waiting for this parabolic breakout. I think there's a breather. You could have a pullback and so on. But AVAX showing the same sign. What about Polkadot USDT? This is another coin. Same thing as Uniswap. You have this resistance being challenged at the moment, forming the space, trying to get out. I don't know, double bottom, whatever you want to call this. Once it gets rejected at the moment, but once it's time, it's going to fly. I think we are, to come to a conclusion here, I think we are more towards this overlap phase here, right? Between phase 2, Ethereum dash Solana dash BNB, whatever. Money starting to trickle into large caps where we see large buy-ups, meaning XRP, Avalanche, Solana itself, and so on. So we are in this overlap phase to the phase 3 large cap where Bitcoin dominance is going down. I think that is very likely the case. What do you think? Which phase we are? Because just to see how phase 4 is defined, all season, large cap have already gone full vertical, and we're seeing blow off tops. Mid caps, low caps, micro caps all tend to pump around the same time. We don't see that right now. The others chart is proof for that we are still in waiting for this massive cup and handle breakout here. You see this? Dash, I have a cup and handle drawn in here, but really you could also make the same argument that if this is the neckline, right, that you are just seeing a massive inverse head and shoulders, right? Here's the head, shoulders, breakout. We just triple our market cap for the others chart, which would be interesting. Nick, I appreciate the comment of Poop Dick Coin, but to be honest, I don't know if I want to paste this. Excuse me. I hope your ears didn't blow, but I don't know if I want to search for something like that. I saw some really degenerate coins. So that is that. So others are looking great. Like others is looking really, really great. So I think still, even though that many of the others have pumped, others meaning less top 10, like all crypto market minus top 10, minus stablecoins and so on, even though they have pumped a little bit, I mean, what is that, like from this absolute sell-off here, 122% market cap increase, but still, if you look at this, we're not even at all-time high. We would still have 46% to all-time high. So that means across the board, every altcoin would do a 50% if it would be distributed even just to reach the all-time high. And then very likely this wave 3 is going beyond all-time high. So in what I am estimating is somewhere beyond this 1.5 trillion and then a massive pullback. Now, what does that mean? I think it's still good to buy smaller coins that are not in the top 10. There are still many smaller coins that are retracing right now in anticipation, or that are going sideways at certain resistances where bigger players are building up their positions. I think it's not too late to buy the smaller coins. Would I get into an XRP right now? No. Would I get into a Solana now? I mean, you can, because Solana is probably going to be around. But really, is that the best return trade? For me, personally, no. You do your own thing. Is that a cup? Yep, it is. Absolutely. That is a cup. That is a big fat crypto morning coffee cup. And the initiation of the cup is wave 1, you have a corrective wave 2, you have wave 3. I think it's picture perfect, to be honest. The question is the time frame here, right? The time frame, don't count on this time frame, because I mean it shows April 20, like 10th of April 25 for the top out of wave 3. This is guesswork. We cannot know that. We cannot know that. Victor says, my favorite. Yeah, absolutely. So I think that is looking really good. Victor says, I said the same for BTC at the 1 hour right now. Oh, BTC at 1 hour, you say cup, and let's check it out. Let's check it out. Not sure what you're looking at, because this is not the same neckline, right? So, I mean, you would have to draw it like this. Then you have it, right? I mean, you would have to look at it like this. And then, all right? Yeah, I mean, why not? Could be. Could be. It's not super clean, like it's not horizontal, but could be. If that is what you meant. I don't know. Let's see, 4 hourly. I think what we have here for Bitcoin, just to say this quickly, what it could be is like you have this ABC correction pattern, right? Where you go a little bit lower before you really go out. It could happen, right? That this correction goes a little bit deeper here, or goes prolonged like this, and then, right? Could be happening, I don't know. But just my take, but thanks for making me aware. So, so for example, okay, so last part on this, why you could say, okay, now let's buy some altcoins is, for example, take MK USDT. MK USDT, for example, here you see on this, just on this chart what this coin is around, you have the same base forming, but you're not even at this level, right? So it's a way smaller coin. So these smaller coins, they're running behind what the other coins are already doing, right? So another example is, for example, Devi. Actually, Devi, yeah. Here we also see it. Sorry, wrong chart here. Let's get rid of this line. Okay. So Devi is also, after the breakout of this falling wedge, consolidating here and basically, in my opinion, just probably compressing a little longer before it's going absolutely nuts, which I think it will. What other coin do we have here? There are some coins like let's check out some other coins. For example, one that is not yet even doing great, is doing absolutely terrible, is Chappies. Look at that. Chappies has been forming a head and shoulders here, and lost it, and now it's on price discovery to the downside, right? So it's one of the coins that is not done correcting yet. And we will see how it's doing. But the Twitter's active, they're posting, they are an AI, social community analysis, whatever tool. So could be something. I'm personally speculating with a couple of bucks on buying really low here and getting a pump. If not, so be it. But this could be something. Victor says BTC is currently pumping at 1 minute. I think it would create the handle we need, ATM. I could be wrong, wishful thinking. Hey, I mean, it can happen, right? I mean, these time frames are too low for me to see, but so that is Chappies. What about OFN USDT? Open Fabric AI, another super small AI one. Here, for example, on KuCoin, it's similar, but it is holding better than. So it had pumped. All the initial investors have probably sold off. Now we see if it forms a base where it can go higher. We see the volume is increasing. We're about to form a TSI cross on the weekly. MACD has already crossed. The RSI is super low, and we have a small uptrend here. So for me, OFN, absolutely, right? Could be something that goes nuts, but super small coin. Do your own analysis, please, if you follow me there on these plays. And I mean, there are many coins like that that you will find more in I don't know, like here top 700 or something. There are many coins. Not all of them have already been going up. We see today that the weekly. Let's see here. The daily altcoin market is doing pretty well today. 9.4% Uniswap, 9.3% Beam. Everything is like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9%. Some coins are moving harder. We see that here. SUI 8.4, XLM 12.5, ENA 13.6. ENS is leading the charge today with 32.1%, and even Hex, this old shitcoin, is pumping. And we see it across the board. We have this 3, 4, 5%, right? Looking at the next chapter here, SPX is pumping. This is something that Murat is shilling. AMP also 28%. This one was pretty hard sold off when it was sued as being a security and so on. Maybe that's also the reason why it's now coming back. We have many coins that are just pumping bigger, but you see here, right? So in the lower caps, you see 20, 17, 25% pumps. Nothing too crazy, but it's just good if you have bigger bags of these. Your portfolio is looking good today. These are going to always move extremely hard. Yeah. What else is there? Obviously, quick look at a bigger picture that I also had drawn out is we have this situation here. Chinese yuan to hit record lows as US tariff threat mounts investment banks forecast. That is probably the reason also why the DXY has been so strong. But now, look at this, guys. Now the DXY has hit here, this where the upper wick here was. I don't know what's going to happen because we technically have printed a higher high here. That doesn't mean anything until you print also a higher low and go higher. So maybe we are still going to collapse here on the DXY, which is good for us in these markets. We will see. this is a long-term observation, but for a mega bull run and so on, you really want to see this going down once it's losing level. This could be happening. This could fuel the next leg up for Bitcoin if this is happening. That just as a side note, which I did not discuss. Last one, look at EOMI quickly. Nothing changed, right? I mean, we can really leave it that short. Nothing has changed from yesterday to today, basically only that we're slightly green. We are still observing if this might be an inverse head and shoulders. It's not. It is only confirmed if we break above neckline. But something is going on here, right? Something is going on. The steep fall is at the moment stopped. So we have to observe what is going on here. Very little movement sideways. We will keep following, but so far so good. We don't have any bigger news here on that. Let's quickly check out Veve as well, since we still have a little bit time for Veve. So the app update, I don't think it's doing Veve a favor at the moment, because for me it was like, I was hoping the browsing experience is better. It's not actually. It's not as good. We are seeing from yesterday, since we looked at it yesterday, we're having only 3 big sales, which is these comics. Actually, yesterday we didn't look. 2 days ago we looked. We have an MC1 sale for 3.2K. We have 2 partner statue sales. Floor is at 1.8K. Floor is actually up $500 from a couple of weeks. So the floor on these grails seems to be rising a little bit. As well as there are some sales of the Amazing Spider-Man 1, $1,000. Actually, Astro Boy here is buying a little bit. I mean, the partner statue and this comic is from him. So we keep an eye on those grails, how the grail floor is going on. Interestingly, also that the Veve 100 logo is can be sold and is at a $1 million floor, so no one wants to really sell it. What we see though is the partner statue is up 21% on the week. And the Secret Rare Ultimate is also up 5%, Todd is up 3%, and Miles Morales is up 50%, sitting at $11,000 floor, which is not too shabby at all. So these statistics are looking good. So the only thing that makes me a little bit worried is that that the users do not have an easy game in the app at the moment to just enjoy this buying, collecting, and so on, right? I mean, maybe they do, and they can. Then you can correct me and let me know. But I think the update was not received as well, right? So let's check out quickly the Veve, and there's still the chance to like, okay, let's give it the old design, increase performance. I think everything on Veve should be increased performance. By the way, people are like, happy Thanksgiving. I'm not sure if it's already Thanksgiving or if people are at this night before the Thanksgiving and it's starting in a couple of hours. I think it's starting in a couple of hours, right? Isn't it? Or was it yesterday, Thanksgiving? I have no idea. Let me know. Yeah, then there's a lot. Like, what is good is that we have stuff like this from Go Collect, because Go Collect, I mean, on Twitter they only have 4,000 followers, but they have a website that is pretty big. And the interesting thing, Go Collect has even tagged here a lot of channels like NFT Now, NFT Update, Coin Bureau, Candy Digital, and NY Times, saying former Binance New Zealand CEO Ben Rose has joined Veve Collectibles as co-CEO. He shares insights why digital assets are the next progression for a $5 billion collectible industry with Go Collect. Giveaway now. This seems to be, I don't know if this is an interview or something like that, but you can check that out. This could be interesting. And I think this is really one fiddle that everyone should play, that is right now trying to push a little bit Veve, that the whole thing with Binance is still big. And if people see that, okay, so there's a project that has been doing well in the last cycle, they have been improving and they still have all the big brands and so on. The Binance New Zealand CEO joined them. That is a good story to get people in, right? So how are we looking with getting people in? Let's check that as well. At the moment, we are looking at flat user development in the last couple of days. But if you're looking at end of September to today, we have about 570 new users, 570 new users, or at least wallets with collectibles in, which I think they are probably new users. That is good. So we will have to see a little bit. Maybe I dive in a little bit more into. I have to get back to nature walks because people ask me to. I have to dive into a little bit more what my thoughts are on Veve, how it could progress or how it could do better in the next couple of days and weeks. I mean, even if the mobile app is not that attractive at the moment, the Veve web app is still very good, and the Veve comic site as well. I had seen a post today though about the sales on the Veve comics side. I think it was from Living Aloha, but I'm not sure. Let's check him out. He has always some great insights into the sales numbers and so on. Oh yeah, there we go. So he writes, I don't know how he pushes this data, so please consume with care. But he writes, Veve Comic Wednesday drop data, 12,000 mints, 412 sold, which is only 3.5%. Gross revenue, 3,500, 5 drops below 10 sold. Venom War 5 is the top seller with 167 mints. So obviously people are minting also others, not only these new ones. So what would be interesting is how the numbers total look, not only of the ones that have recently launched. I think this is a little bit like, okay, you have a new comic launch into a store that has thousands and thousands of comics, right? Also, this is only the minted ones, the ones with exclusive. We don't know how many people just buy the readable versions, right, for the comic reader. So there might be some revenue there as well, plus everything that is happening directly on the app. Someone says also here, seems like they've turned into any other comic store, not sure if this is good or bad. I think this is, like, the Veve comic site is a long-term play. And the good thing is, if you, let's say you have this Venom War 5, 813 left, right? Maybe since then, 2 more people minted. Maybe each day, only one person buys a version of that, right? Still, you have supply on this specific comic for, I don't know, 2 years, 2.5 years, and then it's gone, right? And then it suddenly turns into, okay, you can't buy exclusive anymore. So it really comes down to how do you attract collectors. But if we see that in the last 2 months there are technically 580 wallets joining, and they check this out and buy some comics here and there, then that might be interesting, right? So we will have to see how this performs. Yeah. But I think it's great that he puts out this analysis. I would love to know, I will ask, how do you get to these numbers? Do you pull mints from Immutascan? Okay, probably that's it. Like, probably he runs an analysis on the Immutascan. That, which would be here, right? So if we are looking at this, you can see basically what's being here. Here you see, for example, people are minting. If you see the gross revenue numbers 1 day after the drop, this thing here is already out since longer. People are minting and still chasing like the more rare stuff. So at the moment, Veve is still selling on these mighties, right? So you have here in I mean, in a couple of moments, a couple of $100 because people are minting these mighties, right? Let me quickly try to refresh this so we see so we get a notion what's going on in the last couple of minutes, right? Last minute. Okay, so here, for example, you have this Iron Man mint, right? 2 mints on the Iron Man comic. You have a Superman sale in the last 5 minutes. Here, a lot of these Iron Man comics are being minted. I don't know if this is from Veve Comics or not. You also have sales on comics. Last 10 minutes, right? A lot of comic sales, a Huracan. Here's more mints, mint, 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 right? So we see this is going on besides such posts, right? So here it looks like Scotty Young. This is very interesting to see if you just look at raw data, you get a notion what's happening on the app, right? I mean, this will be very likely increasing at the time, but we see that between the transfers there are always mints again, right? And also of comics that are out already a little bit since a longer time. Yeah. So here's a lot of transfers, a lot of transfers by the same wallet. So the same wallet is buying all of the stuff here. I don't know if that's Bezojman or someone. I think it's someone else, to be honest. All these mints, yeah. Just to that we put this into the right perspective here. People are also buying collectibles, older comics. Here we see this, the secret rare of the Captain America comic, I think. So that has been transferred here as well. This one, right? Secret rare. Anyways, I have that one as well. So, guys, let me know in the comments below what you think about altcoin season. And you know that the last stage after altcoin season is NFT season, which is this, what we are looking at right now. So prices are extremely low on Veve right now. If you believe that Veve can take part in a big NFT run, now is the time. But if you don't believe that, then don't buy it, because you have to believe in it, and you have to believe that you can make money with that. Or you just enjoy collecting, then it doesn't matter when and how you buy, then still buying cheaper is better than buying expensive. But so far so good. Make sure to subscribe to the channel with likes smashed on this video and on all other videos that are out, and notifications on, obviously. And wherever you are on the world, have yourselves a great morning, evening, day, night, or afternoon. It's Thursday. Tomorrow is the freaking Friday. Tomorrow we will have a stream as well, and we're going to have a lot of fun. So I see you in the next live